get-go. Feeling fear and death, so now I can let go. Evoking faith within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death. Proud to be a juggler, the hero, the lotus, the era of the tempest. There's a buzz in the air like the Boston Hempfest. Breaking and growing like the ground under you and me. Spreading like infection in the days of alchemy. Obscure references and blatant giveaways right under our noses, even in the early days. The dark carnival, the mythology, the simplicity, the complexity. The way it all makes so much sense to me, and yet somehow cloaked with suspense. You see, it piques my interest, builds my impulse, pulls the string. Yeah, there's a reason for everything. Evoking within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death, so now I can let go. Evoking within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death. Proud to be a judge, dedicated to the butterfly. What's it all about? He just says 17 and can't figure it out. But that was then, this is now. We're still holding it down. All eyes on the underground, some fucking how. Representing family with pride and passion. As if psychopathic, we're World Series champions. The wicked shit, good at pushing our buttons. Constantly cutting edge and keeping it scrubbing. You could be Juggalo, OG, or newbie. It doesn't really matter if you're down for infinity. You hear me? I say the more the merrier. The more diverse we are, the fucking scarier. Within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death, so proud to be a juggalo. Within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death, proud to be a juggalo. The overwhelming elation of the live show, the beautiful absurdity of all that Fago. It's the only way to go, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't float your boat, it doesn't matter, any juggalo. And absolutely you can go and be cynical, but the dark carnival keeps me invincible. What is a poser, hound dog, or Juffalo? Haters and demon faces, is that the way it goes? Unwanted drama needs a Kool-Aid punch. You can't let a rotten apple or two ruin the bunch. And for the rest of us, my Juggalo family, close homies and those who barely know me, wet behind the ears or set in your ways. Those down with the clown before they coin the phrase. Some dwell on the negative and thrive on explicit shit. Others find peace of mind within the depths of it. Maybe you're stuck in the middle, making the best of it. Along for the ride and all the twists and turns in it. We all caught on to the same phenomenon. We throw a lotus up and get our wicked on. Evoking faith within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death, so proud to be a juggalo. Within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death, proud to be a juggalo. Within the path from the get-go. Feeling fear and death, so proud to be a juggalo. Proud to be a juggalo. Within the path from the get-go. Juggalo, juggalo, juggalo. Tackling fear and death. Proud to be a juggalo. Paint your face up like a fucking wicked clown. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Indifferent if your hater used to be down. We juggalos and we throw Fago. A million memories, a story to go with each. We juggalos and we throw Fago. All the way from Worcester to Gandy Beach. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Don't judge a book by its cover, you motherfucker. We juggalos and we throw Fago. We say fuck the world cause we got each other. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Does it make you nervous? Think we do it on purpose? We juggalos and we throw Fago. We throw Fago. We throw Fago, that's just how we do. Stand next to a juggalo, you're gonna get it on you. Your favorite beverage made for family consumption. We fucking huck them like we're smashing a pumpkin. Give me a crate of Fago and a parking lot full of juggalos, and I'll show you the party spot. Pop, pop, it's hella pressure release, and I ain't talking about the carbonation up in this piece. We throw Fago till we're all soaking. Hours before the venue doors even open. There go the Fago fairy dropping off cases. Stinging the eyes, dripping wet painted faces. Mini gatherings and ICP concerts. I'm a Fago fiend, they created a monster. It's all about the Fago, act like you know. Let me hear you if you're still a fucking juggalo. Paint your face up like a fucking wicked clown. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Ain't different if you hate or used to be down. We juggalos and we throw Fago. A million memories, a story to go with each. We juggalos and we throw Fago. All the way from Worcester to Candy Beach. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Don't judge a book by its cover, you motherfucker. We juggalos and we throw Fago. We say fuck the world cause we got each other. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Doesn't make you nervous, think we do it on purpose. We juggalos and we throw Fago. We throw Fago. We throw Fago cause that shit's fresh when you catch a 2-liter in the pit with the audience. My family, the one that's standing strong behind me when I'm in the front row at a clown show. Every time, every tour, juggalos coming back for more. There's a reason, there's a line out the fucking door. The most eclectic motley crew you ever saw. All for one and one for all in a fucking brawl. Standing tall, knocked down for a bit, but picked right back up. Ninja mosh pit etiquette. Come and get awestruck, the energy's awesome. Our glasses all half full with no fucking bottoms. We throw Fago cause it tastes great. Juggalo shows are off the chain in the Bay State. Maybe through your eyes you think we're all the same when we're going ape shit under the Fago rain. Spider leg heads all decked out with bandanas. Shake a bottle, crack it open and we go bananas. That's what's up, we don't give a fuck. You want a method to the madness? Shit, you're out of luck. Paint your face up like a fucking wicked clown. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Ain't different if you hate or used to be down. We juggalos and we throw Fago. A million memories, a story to go with each. We juggalos and we throw Fago. All the way from Worcester to Candy Beach. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Don't judge a book by its cover, you motherfucker. We juggalos and we throw Fago. We say fuck the world cause we got each other. We juggalos and we throw Fago. Doesn't make you nervous, think we do it on purpose. We juggalos and we throw Fago. There ain't a put down or insult or joke, poke fun at that we haven't dealt with or had to combat yet. Juggalo to the bone, out of control. I'm coming home, I'm not alone. And we throw Fago. We throw Fago. We throw Fago. BeastMasteR's back, it's been a long time coming and I'm fucking wound up, so I'ma hit the ground running. Little controversy, breaking up the monotony of typical and predictable music in our society. We're fucking crazy, it's all in the name. Insane clown posse against the grain. Rapping about death and sex and chicken necks at the edge of our seats waiting for what's next. The whole juggalo army, this for juggalos only. Now I pass the axe to my homie. It's our entertainment with something else to it. You say you're down for life, we're gonna prove it. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Once a ninja, always a ninja. Living life every day like it's Halloween, and I got juggalo posters from the floor to the ceiling. Each and every tour is a seminal performance. The Carnival's karma is enormous. Hundreds of Fago bottles tossed in the crowd when we clear out, not a single one to be found. Each one's caught, guzzled, and dumped over our nuggets, and we ride in the street all wet and sticky from it. Gotta love it, part of something larger than ourselves, and the reason behind it is the power inside it. They say I'm young, dumb, and full of cum, but juggalos know where I'm coming from, don't you? Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Once a ninja, always a ninja. We got a bad reputation of being illiterate, fanatical, getting a little belligerent. Juggalos cross-face paint is the freshness. I give a fuck what society makes of it, and that's why juggalos are misunderstood. From every city to suburb, every G in the hood. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And you can play the kid the music, but you can't make him think. I'm not the shit because I listen to ICP. I'm the shit cause I'm me, BeastMasteR. You're not the shit just because you're a scrub, but you're the shit if you got clown love. What up, son? Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Once a ninja, always a ninja. In our world, it's hard to differentiate between who's real or fake, even behind the paint. And for some, it's a phase and it's sad but true. Fucking fair weather fans, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. If you're down, be proud, quit your bitching. Joe and Joey paid their dues in my opinion, but opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and everybody thinks everybody else's stinks. ICP never jumped the shark, making something out of nothing ain't a walk in the park. So if you lower your hatchet and try to save face, you never understood the carnival in the first place. So fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Once a ninja, always a ninja. Land of the brave on the walls of the cave. Look the wraith in the face and don't be afraid. Whether or not you act your age, whether or not you change, maybe you stay the same. Maybe you serve fast food or you're stuck in a cube. You can't escape in the music that you're listening to. You see, ICP's Joker's cards help me dealing with the hand that God dealt me. We need our wicked shit and our juggalo humor. I know you wish you discovered it sooner. Now we're celebrating life well off in the future, together even if just through the computer. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Once a ninja, always a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Fuck you, I'm just a ninja. Once a ninja, always a ninja.
Juggalos, can you hear me? Juggalo Gathering 2003. Dear Joe and Joey, and anybody else listening to this, may I have your attention for a few minutes? The BeastMasteR is my name. The North Shore Juggalo, Torleif James. Relax, this track has no strings attached. Compact disc with a list of side effects. Unless, of course, somehow it turns a profit, then you have to sure to sue me for it. Thoughts in my head needed a vehicle. Thoughts in my head barely conceivable. Needles and pins, it's all been a whirlwind. Don't know the ending, so where do I begin? Circa 78, conceived in the blizzard, as prophesied by a Norwegian wizard. 80s and 90s, so desensitizing, seeing all these guys dropping like flies in the blink of an eye. I felt a change inside. I'm not gonna let this pass me by. I learned from experience, just trying to give a little back, so listen up or get bitch slapped. In 96, when I was 17, the Browse House Easter Sunday wrestling, Tommy B enthusiastically introduced me to a little something something off the Riddle Box L. Curiosity cracked open carnival doors when Malenko dropped in and out of record stores, but this was nothing in comparison to witnessing a clown show in person. Ninja's vision of heaven in 97. Paradise, that Boston venue, had no clue what we were getting into. Dead center front row and no barricade, and at the end of the show we ended up on the stage, and the clowns don't they go all over us. Walked out of there feeling like $1 million. That adrenaline rush, you only know if you know, when you make that switch into a full-blown juggalo. Lupos, Avalon, Songus, Palladium. All of a sudden, I couldn't get enough of it. Had to fucking have it if it ran with a hatchet. Every EP and Joker's card I could get. Even hard to find tracks surfacing on the internet. And Shockumentary was wicked ironic, cause we acted like it before we even saw it. I'm not narrow-minded, never felt more alive than we all survived and chanting. Props to Twisted. Don't even get me started. Batman raps, that's a whole nother seminar. Kid inside of me, sick of reality. Individual with a juggalo family. Tommy B holding down the floor of the scene with the cut rate crew ripping, know what I mean? Distance is nothing, unity means strength. A carnival lifeline of infinite length. In the meantime, we all just enjoying the ride till we twist and spin to the other side. All riled up, anticipating the six. Trying our best to avoid pissing contests. The matter hatchet gear that you own is irrelevant. All you really need is clown love to represent. Remember this at the merchandise booth. You only got one life and your death is proof. ICP, thank you for the Joker's cars, Lotus Pod, and for this family of ours. We drop everything for our gatherings. No exaggerating, they're fresher than anything. For the show's going down, rain or shine, it's always raining, they go inside. We roll with y'all because we believe the Dark Carnival is forever. Like you said in 17, we're in this together. The carnival gets me high like marijuana, ecstasy, beautiful like Rihanna, diamonds, all up in a pinata. Hit 'em up if you want quick before you're a goner. Think you gotta shine? Take a look at the lives you changed with this carnival surprise. Hell, I gotta shine equally bright. Swear to God, I'm not lying. My shine's damn blinding. Just a matter of time, man. Hear the unveiling straight up gave us goosebumps. And brother, I promise he didn't trick us. It's justified, 10 years in one song. Inside, I know I knew it all along. In this complex matrix of technology, I don't need my Joker's card spelled out for me. It's time we told you how great you are. Our carnival unity always top priority. I'ma be down with the clown till I'm dead in the ground. Look in my crystal ball, it's alright. Sit back, evolve, and I'll be alright. I'm chillin', I'm illin', with my guts all over the ceiling. Home to the monsters, roaming the land. I wanna come home, but you don't understand. Why do we do the things that we do? Wicked rhymes, wicked times, you too. Damn, I wish I could be a ninja. Damn, I wish I could be a ninja. How many souls will fall from the sky? How many souls burn wondering why? We know you hit who we are, but even in Shangri-La.
What is good, juggalos, carnival spirits, friends of BeastMasteR? We are now live broadcasting on the usual channels via StreamYard, all over social media on Carnival Spirits and BeastMasteR's Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and I think that's it. But that's enough. Hella different platforms. And we are live on a Sunday morning. It's Bloody Sunday again. Welcome back. Last week, we returned from a long hiatus and bullshitted for quite a while. And I got to say, it was fun, but I figure since I'm doing new things, have new routines, it's the new year, I decided to try a new time slot, and I didn't give anybody any notice. So I'm not surprised if I don't have a huge turnout, but I figured we're gonna keep it consistent and do a show every weekend, whether it be at night or in the morning. And I hope you guys will catch it on the replay if you're not at least, capable of jumping in. But if you are watching live, sound off in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. And we will be on screen in a little bit, I promise. I'm just loading up a couple of images that I want to put on the screen, and I haven't really been doing that a lot lately. I know, last year over the summer, I did a string of shows, leading up to the gathering of the Juggalos, and being invited to host a podcast at the gathering in the Shadowland tent, along with all the other podcasters, was one of the highlights of my year last year. And it was my obligation to review the gathering and to document all of that. But I needed more time off for my mental health, and it's been a long winter, but we're still in it. And in fact, we just got dumped with snow this week. I've actually had a few snow days. It's been great. So to be able to chop it up with you guys wherever you're at, whether you're like me and you're buried under snow, or if you're somewhere else where the weather's better, I'm definitely jelly, but not really, because I don't give a fuck. It's nice and toasty in here. And if anyone asks, why didn't the intro play? Because it's like deja vu all over again, Last week, it was the Bloody Sunday edition. I mean, it's a whole new episode, but it's like Groundhog Day in this motherfucker. You feel me? It's just an extension of last week. We're stuck on repeat. We're stuck on repeat here. All right. I'm ready to jump on camera. Let's do this. Hey, good to see you. Um, and yes, let's point out the obvious. We left the Millennium Falcon. We're now in the Death Star. We've got a Bloody Sunday theme going. In fact, let's get the title up on the screen. It's the least I can do to make this fun to watch. And I had a couple of ideas for different layouts, but right now we're still stuck in the world of Star Wars. But no grill this morning. I tell you, I got no reason for that other than it's Sunday morning. It's a little early, so we're gonna chill out with the grill. We're gonna chill with the grill today. You know, maybe that grill is better appreciated when it's used in moderation, special occasions. Maybe it's best not reserved for all speaking occasions. Makes it a little bit difficult to talk. And I've been wearing that thing like every single episode since I won it on the Shaggy and the Creep Palcast, or whichever version of their show they're doing. But yeah, so I'm grillless and I'm just chilling on a Sunday. So for many years, you know, we've been doing live streams on Saturday afternoons. But right now, at this point in my life, I think Bloody Sundays are where it's at for me. So we're just gonna ride with this theme. We're gonna keep it with the red color coordinated, with the blood pumping through our veins. And of course, to celebrate Violent J's new solo album that came out last week. We've already talked about it, Bloody Sunday. I promised to review it, and I kind of talked about the first few tracks on the album already with Panic last week. But to be honest with you, this album deserves more. I haven't even covered the second half of the album. I have not received my Bloody Birthday hard copy yet, my special edition box set or whatever you call it. I haven't received it yet. I know everyone else has. I mean, even last week when we were live, Echo Side Fiend was about to, or had just uploaded his unboxing video. I've seen Juggalo Collectibles showing his off. My dude Matt received it. I mean, Don Chaos received his. Everybody's got their Bloody Sunday except me. So, yeah. I checked the mail before we went live, and it's Sunday, so it's not going to show up today. The best we can hope for is next week. I'll have it in my property, and I can show it off. It is my intention to do a good old-fashioned unboxing for y'all. I'll open it up. I'll use the GoPro. I got this nice black drafting table that I can get a camera angle from above and do it up proper. But what I really am interested in is any of the liner note information for the tracks. I want to know what songs Mikey Clark produced. Maybe you guys can help me out. If anybody has the facts, drop them. Drop the facts on me, because I just want to know. I just want to know. I have opinions, but I want to know the facts. And what have we already discussed that I know? I know that Devereaux produced the intro. He also produced sorry, I'm scrolling. In the Hole. I think Something in My Room. I love them all, but I said it last week. I think In the Hole is currently my favorite track off of this album. So props to Devereaux for producing my favorite track off of this album so far. Upon multiple listens, this is so indicative of a ICP or psychopathic release. Different songs jump out at me at different times, and I am going to repeat myself a little because it's Bloody Sunday. I mean, it's we are stuck in a time loop. I like that. I like the line where Jay's talking about the hooker that hates men and men hate her, and they're in a hate time a hate loop forever. It's a great line. But yeah, suffering deep down in the hole, ravaged down in the hole, time frozen still. It won't just move slow, and your soul will suffer down in the hole. It's a great song. Great song. Clown Blood, the track before that, has really grown on me. That track has grown on me like it just sounds so good coming after the title track. Bloody Sunday is a banger, and just I mean the intro, like I said before, is awesome. It's almost like it deserves more than just the name intro for a fucking title, because it's got bars. But yeah, this album just flows. Bloody Sunday into Clown Blood, and Clown Blood is an anthem, you know. I said it before last week. I guess I'm reiterating because I can't emphasize enough how amused I am when ICP make fun of or poke at pop culture. And I kind of touched on it with Panic. Like 10 years ago, they were poking at pop culture, making fun of Dog the Bounty Hunter and Chris Brown and Star, Shooting Stars. Sorry, I'm spacing out over here. Fucking Star Wars. So in my point is that in Clown Blood, Jay just makes this reference to Jada Pinkett Smith, calls her a bald bitch, and it's such a throwaway line in the beginning of a verse that it's like I was just waiting for somebody to make a hip hop reference to the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock, Oscar debacle, and on the very same day, Snoop Dogg releases a track that has a reference to it, and then Violent J makes a reference to Jada Pinkett Smith, and of course he's not taking anybody's side, but where one half of the community is like outraged, triggered even at the behavior of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think most people are sympathetic to Chris Rock, being a comedian and a professional, funny man, not really known for getting in tussles. He's an actor. I mean, shit, the most gangsta, Chris Rock has ever been is what was that movie, CB40? I mean, he did play a cop in Lethal Weapon 4. I mean, shit, he was in Jigsaw. So, he's getting into horror movies and stuff. I love Chris Rock. It's really hard not to take sides with him, especially when all he did was poke fun at, Jada Pinkett's bald head. It was low-hanging fruit, and it totally didn't justify what Will Smith did. So I like how, Violent J just comes out of left field, like with fuck her. And this is the era of the Yum Yum flower. There's a bit of a feminine theme running through the era of the first female Joker's card, and there's some tracks to back that up. There's a lot of, classic rock ballads, heartbreak songs, the last track of this album of Bloody Sunday with some good pussy, Jay's fantasy of dressing up in his girlfriend's clothes and rapping, and just with classic Violent J storytelling prowess, using his words to describe what it could only be, what it could only possibly feel like to be a man in women's clothing. And that's not even like the craziest song Violent J's ever made in today's climate. There's a lot of artists out there that have touched on that theme, and I, what I think of are the old school rock and roll legends that, like for example, Aerosmith made a song called "Dude Looks Like a Lady" that was totally inspired by accidentally mistaking, Vince Neil as a woman, seeing him at a bar from afar, from a distance, with his long hair and his his sleek physique. Because Motley Crue, they were dressed like and looked like women, sort of. Man, that was a trend, huh? Everything from Twisted Sister, no pun intended. Fucking, everybody who copied Motley Crue's style and bit them in the 80s, starting with Poison and not limited to them. But anyway, back to my point. Alice Cooper has a number of songs where he is gender bending. First one that comes to mind is what is it? Jane. I can't remember the name of the song. Something Jane. Jesse Jane. It's a play off of Jesse James. So it's kind of like a cowboy. And he's just talking about a dude at a truck stop dressed as a woman. He goes to jail and everything. Still rocking females' clothes. But he's got more songs than just that. He's got a song called Feminine Side. That one's off of the Along Came a Spider album. And then there's even another one. Alice Cooper's done a lot of gender bending, actually, now that I think about it. But I mean, that's what these storytellers do, they're telling stories from the perspective of, other people. And they're creative enough to jump into the whole being of another person and tell the story from beginning to end, from their POV. So let's see if I can, oops, look at that. Get the title out of here. You know where you are. You know where it is, where it's at, what time it is. Anyway, really impressed with Violent J's album. I think it's the shit. When I review it, I'll make sure that I have graphics to accompany, the breakdown. And there's like little lines throughout the album that stick out to me, but I think I'll save a lot of that for the review. Just another excuse to fucking go live next week. But what I would like to do is make it a standalone video. So if it takes me 10 minutes, it'll be a 10-minute standalone video. I won't bury it inside the BeastMasteR show. Okay, that much I'll tell you right now. Pitch Dark. Dope ass song though. Total blackness, black on black, his ninja suit. I kind of thought that maybe he named the song incorrectly, like maybe he meant to call it something else, but maybe pitch black, not pitch dark. He does actually use the phrase pitch dark at the end of the song. Yeah, this is a really dope song. Jump Steady gets a shout out in this track. There's one of my favorite lines from the whole album is on Pitch Dark, where he's talking about the black chalk writing witchcraft symbols in the street, and the black crows and the black trees and the black maggots feeding with the black flies and fleas, and the black caterpillars eating black weeds to become black butterflies, Siamese centipedes, black ones. So fucking clever. I love it. Butterfly getting a fucking shout out too. And Yeah, I like how at the very end of the song, he kind of says that maybe you don't get off like this, maybe they don't do jack shit for you, but the Duke is deeply paranoid. And you got the crows squawking. Shit's fresh. That's about as far as I got last week talking about this album. And I gotta say, it's getting a replay from me. I didn't take any notes further because I'm not ready to do my full review, but I can say that this shit is, it's worthy of calling it an Insane Clown Posse album, in my opinion. It just, all you need is a little bit of Shaggy on the choruses or a verse here or there. But thank God Shaggy's working on his own solo project. That's just fantastic. It's kind of weird that one of his most recent solo projects was also based around Sunday. Remember the last time Jay and Shaggy both went head to head with solo projects? Violent J gave us the Brother EP, which is great. I never got a hard copy of that, but I do have a hard copy of Gloomy Sunday. So Shaggy's got Gloomy Sunday out there, just a small EP, and Jay's got to one up him and go with a full length album of bangers. And everybody's got a different kind of Sunday vibe, whether it's gloomy or bloody. But I'm here for it. So for the foreseeable future, we're going to keep the Bloody Sunday streams going. And, each week we'll try to make it a little bit more exciting. We'll see what sticks and we'll see what doesn't. And I got a couple of images to throw up here on the screen. I did not spend a lot of time on this, but my intention is to do a lot more of this. Okay. Let me throw the first one up here. There's a track that came out recently. It's Valentine's Day themed. We just had Valentine's Day a couple days before Juggalo Day. Y'all know how days work in sequential order. 14, 15, 16, 17. Girl, You Can't Be My Valentine. Aaron Ramiro, Hex, Chapter 17 representative. Might be the first Hex track we've seen since Talking to the Moon. Is that what it is? I'm sorry if I forget the title. I'm a big fan of Hex. When my Spotify year-end review came around, Hex was right up there in the upper echelons of artists that were getting heavy play from me because I am a huge fan of his debut EP on Chapter 17. Demon Season is the shit. And I fuck with Hex. Excuse me. But yeah, check out this Valentine's Day single. If you haven't already heard it, it's worth the fucking spin. Now, I kind of like this design. I got the BeastMasteR logo in the background. I like being able to see the album art nice and big on the screen. And it was my intention to go with like a newscaster background, but I'm not going to be dressing up like Ron Burgundy, although he's got the right color scheme in his name. We're keeping it red themed, so that's why we're back in the Death Star. Emperor Palpatine. All right, so I don't have the flyer for the event, but there was a Juffalo weekend, Juggalo weekend event that went down that looked like a hella fun time. Shout out to Wicked Wood and everyone else who was there. I wish I had the details so I could talk about it. I was actually shocked that Ronebone either wasn't aware of it or he didn't report on it. But, over Juggalo weekend, there were more than one jump offs. DJ Clay put together one of them, and then Wicked Wood put together the other, and they both looked like a fucking fun time. If I was in the Midwest and not lost in space, I would have been there. Forgive me for not putting that image up. Like I said, I just at the last minute kind of like threw together some images. But like, here's Wicked Wood's album cover for self-titled album that they released last year. Fucking legendary Tom Wood designed the album cover, just like Bloody Sunday for Violent J. And of course the boys have this medley of intros in their intro track, and they included a clip of yours truly. And so on the very first track of self-titled album, Wicked Wood's 2022 release, you can hear my voice. I think it's at the 1 minute and 11-second mark, I'm pretty sure. And I was so surprised when I saw that shit, when I heard that shit. I didn't even know I heard it when I heard it. I remember Scotty Balls texted me and he's like, are you in the intro? I was like, no. And I had listened to it a few times and I didn't even pick up on it. Like, it's weird. It's weird how I didn't even register my own voice. And there were other people in the intro that you can definitely recognize their voices if you know them. There's Jump Steady. There's that Australian dude from the Australian Underground, because Wicked Wood won Album of the Year with their prior release, I believe it was, Simulated Reality. These guys are fucking fresh. They slaughtered the main stage at the Gathering last year, Gathering of Dreams. And they came correct with their own Juggalo weekend event this year. So I wanted to give them a shout out for that. Even though I don't have the flyer or anything like that, you guys can fucking look it up on the internet. Another thing I noticed is that the homie Suicide had a birthday recently. And of course, it's been a couple of years since we've had Suicide and Wicked Wood, on the BeastMasteR show. But I'd like to invite these guys back for a little follow-up. I mean, it's only been a year or two. It doesn't justify like the urgency of where are they now, but I would love to know what has changed, what's new, what's good, what's going on. For example, Suicide last year released this fucking crazy creative and awesome album, Hollow Lakes. This is the equivalent of a storyteller's album, just like Wizard of the Hood. Okay, it's got characters, it's got a beginning, middle, and ending. It's a murder mystery / stoner comedy monster fucking movie in your head. It's fucking brilliant. And I know that it took them a long time to make this. I got the pre-order special edition dossier version of this album when I bought the hard copy. Here it is. And I can't stress this enough. You have got to listen to this fucking album, beginning to end. The tracks, it's like an episode of Tales from the Crypt. It's like it's a fucking movie straight to hell. I can't even talk. Yeah, your boy Suicide is fucking an author of a book. All right, it's like this is an audio book put to music. He just skipped the writing a book part and he put it right to music, and it's fucking fire. So if you slept on this last year, you got to check out Hollow Lakes and listen to the movie. It's fucking fresh. But yeah, I got to get a hold of Suicide, and we got to invite him back up here and chop it up with him again. How you guys feel about the new setup? Do you like the new design with the album on the screen as opposed to me opening up Photoshop and screen sharing Photoshop. I mean, I know I can kind of finagle more room on the screen with Photoshop, but actually, there's no limit to how big these overlays can get. So, but I think this is the nice balance. Any feedback is appreciated. I made a couple more overlays here just for some new music that dropped that I thought was worth shouting out. One being Shaggy the Airhead's Coffee album. And I didn't even know that he had like a deal with a real coffee brewer to sell limited exclusive coffee. Like shout out to Roan Bone Beneath the Dirt for educating me on that. But I received this album in my I received this album in my Spotify radar in my notifications last week, like everybody else. Didn't know it was coming. Complete surprise album from Shaggy the Airhead, and he steady keeps dropping all these merch drops because he's like a jack of all trades. He's like a Renaissance man. Like he does rap, he makes beats. He's a producer for Psychopathic, for ICP, for Ouija Mac, and others. He's a tattoo artist, and he makes clothes. He's stitching together, making all these mystery boxes and doing custom designs, and he's doing these collaborations with Ouija and Shaggy, and I think Violent J now is the newest current collab. If you guys haven't been keeping up with Psychopathic, because I don't always keep up. Life doesn't allow me to. Sometimes I fall out of the loop. Sometimes it sucks because I pop my head out and hey, what's going on? And so much has changed, and and sometimes there's things that you can't avoid finding out because the shock waves and the ripple effect and the scuttlebutt. But some things they completely go under my radar. I don't even realize that stuff's going on. But I try to keep tabs on these artists that I enjoy. I just can't get sucked into the time suck of social media. So in order for me to keep my creativity levels high, I need to moderate and limit my social media exposure, which makes it difficult to keep up with everyone because everyone's been hustling like a motherfucker. But I'm trying to get my hustle on. You feel me? So shout out to Shaggy the Airhead. Dude's funny as fuck, and he's so humble and so friendly. It's like with horrorcore, rappers. If they're good people, if you ever meet like a good dude who makes horrible music, and I don't mean bad music, but I mean, the shit's explicit, it's wicked, it's fucking aggressive, it's murderous, it's hyper alpha, fucking toxic, all sorts of stuff. I mean, that Shaggy the Airhead, you put on his albums and he's rapping about like, fuck you, suck my dick, you suck. But then, you follow him on social media, or you meet him in person. He's like, hey, what's up? I love you. Stay motivated. Have a great life and day. So it is a bit of a drastic difference there, I noticed. With that dude, but I enjoy his music. Another album that dropped just recently would be the homie Dot Strife, and this has got production from Devereaux, and of course Dot Strife is a friend of the channel. We've had him on the BeastMasteR show. He's been on the Hours of Chaos, and everybody from Darby O'Trill to the usual suspects in the Swamp Society are all representing for Dot Strife this week with his new release, I Am Atrophy. And I don't know if you were supposed to say dot I Am Atrophy or if that's just a visual aesthetic. I have a lot to learn about new music, but I can say that this logo of this bug, is very recognizable and synonymous with Dot Strife. He's got it tattooed on his neck. It's very recognizable. It's great branding. And yeah, so if you want to check out this fully produced Devereaux project by Dot Strife, it's available on all streaming platforms. Go check it out. I'm shilling for my homies. And of course, I don't have new music out at this moment, but I have been working on new music. And if you want to be one amongst the first to hear that new music, you got to go follow me on Spotify, and follow the BeastMasteR Spotify account. It's where Rhinoglyphics lives. Last year, I had to make a decision about my album because I was using TuneCore to host it, and the 5-year, lease or whatever you want to call it, and it was coming to a close. Like I had to renew it, and it was too expensive. So I switched to DistroKid, and so I had to re-upload my album and change it from TuneCore to DistroKid. A lot cheaper, and now it's secure, and it's pretty sweet the way DistroKid works. And it's got me motivated to release the next album. And of course, shout out to Shock and Dash, Shock Trastic, one of the hardest workers in the underground out in Colorado. Put out fucking like 60 plus songs last year, a couple of albums, mixed genres, rock, electro, rap, hip hop as usual. And early in the year, they or at least Shock Trastic reached out to me to do a collab, and we dropped a song. They dropped a song featuring me, and it was great. And then closer to the end of last year, I actually was featured on another collab, Shock Trastic solo release, and that's not available on Spotify at the moment, but it is available on his Bandcamp. So I'm patiently waiting for when that reaches the other platforms. I want to be able to share it. I hope he gets me tagged on it so it shows up on my profile. But I can't stress this enough. Go follow BeastMasteR on Spotify, and go play a track or two off of Rhinoglyphics. And get my monthly listener count up a little bit. Because I'm going to be dropping new music this year. Long overdue sophomore album will be dropping in 2023, guaranteed. I've got hella songs in the works. I've got another collab with Shock and Dash in the works. I've got a collab with my homie Jay Bizarre in the works. He's already dropped a few new tracks this year. The first song of the year he dropped is over a Devereaux beat. And he's doing shows already. So people are on their grind, I'm proud of everyone. Keep doing your thing. And when it comes to staying on your grinds, 2023 got a whole new approach for me. I'm really stepping it up and, replacing old bad habits with newer, better habits. And like I mentioned last week, your boy is officially a gym rat. I'm hitting the gym, and I'm getting in shape. I'm feeling good, healthy. I'm eating better, and I'm staying clean. Just overall trying to better my life. And of course, I'm trying to find my purpose, and I'm trying to, just find my peace. And I miss, coming on here, chopping it up, bullshitting with you guys. Sometimes there have been weekends where I really wanted to jump on here again, and I didn't feel like I was up to it. I didn't feel prepared. Didn't really have the desire to get up and do what I needed to do to make it happen. But in the back of my head, I always wanted to come back. And so even though I didn't have everything planned out and organized, didn't let that stop me. Not anymore. So we're gonna move forward with all best intentions, and maybe we'll even get some familiar faces back up on here, and we'll chop it up with some people. Like I said, I want to invite friends of the show back on here for a little, how have you been? Where have you been? That's what's up. Too early for this. Yeah, probably. Absolutely, right? Well, I'm trying it out, you know? Maybe it is a little too early. I felt like doing it at midnight was too late. Got to find that compromise. But if I was doing it in the middle of the night, it would have been too late for somebody else. And, you know, doing it early in the morning is obviously not the right time for other people. You can't win. Time to make the donuts. Hey, at least it's Sunday. All right. I'm not gonna come at you at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. All right. I'm not gonna do that to you. But look, like I said, you can't win. If it's after midnight, you're gonna lose the early birds. All right. And if I do it early, all the night owls are too fucking tired. They're still sleeping. No juggalos awake. Yeah, but like I said, I can't win. I can't win if I do it in the middle of the night. Maybe I get like twice as many live viewers, but you know, last week's video got like 250 plays on Carnival Spirits YouTube channel. Got like 25 likes, thumbs up, and that was just on one outlet. It's also on all these other, Facebook and Twitter, and I don't know how many views it actually got. So, these are experiments. This Sunday morning experiment, I'm going to look at the view count afterwards and see if it's more or less, and that information isn't going to affect the next stream at all. I'm just going to do it when I can. I'm still not 100% sure when the best time for me is going to be. Honestly, this week is a little weird because of the snow days I've had. It's changed all of my routines this week. I've missed work this week. I was supposed to have company, and that was canceled, and so I had time. Where originally I was like, shit, I'm not going to do a show. But then I said, no, you know what? Instead of not doing a show, how about I just do it in the morning? Most of you motherfuckers watch it on the replay anyways. But if you are tuning in, I appreciate the heck out of you, because I don't have a reputation for keeping these short and sweet at all. I just be rambling for hours and hours, and I'm aware that that's probably not the best tactic if I'm trying to cultivate a following. But I haven't really been trying to do that, at least not until now. All right, so we're going to get some consistency, and we're going to get some we're going to get some focus, and we're going to get more graphics on the screen. I like the graphics on the screen. I mean, this right here, this pleases me. And so I've got a whole bunch of videos planned that are going to be, well, I guess we'll call it what they are. They're going to be top 17 videos. All right. That's going to be my new thing. I mean, I've done them before, but I got more top 17 video ideas. And so you guys can look forward to that. There's the music from 2022 that I would like to talk about. Shout out to Ronebone again. His top albums of 2022 has inspired me to do something similar. If you watch Beneath the Dirt, his top 10 or whatever, top 20, I forget how many he did, but it's not a surprise. If you watch his show, what his top albums are. It's not a surprise. Same goes for other channels. If you guys watch Mike Sears on Speak Your Clout, I enjoyed his top albums of 2022 because I virtually had not heard any of the albums. Like I start off watching it, and like his first album was Hex's Demon Seas, and I was like, heck yeah. Hex yeah. I fucks with that too. but then almost every single album after that was like an album I either never heard or an artist I never heard of. His taste in music is so wide and different than mine. And there were a few albums that Ronebone had on his top list that I was not aware of. So I'm like writing down these names. I'm looking up these albums that I haven't heard of. Shout out to Replicon Radio. You know, they're doing a different style of awards where you got to comment under a video to vote for like the album of the year. And I was watching the video because Wicked Wood is up for album of the year on Replicon Radio. And you know what, guys? I don't know who you're voting for. I don't know who your favorite artist is who put music out last year, but like, let's just say Wicked Wood self-titled album up for album of the year. It probably should win because it has me on the intro track. That's why I think it should win. But if you really want to know, I think Suicide like deserves to be at least in the fucking running. I don't even think he got nominated. So that's some fucking bullshit right there. And that's what sucks about, you know, doing, you know, contests or, you know, awards is that someone always gets left out. And if he didn't get left out, then I would probably vote for this. Sorry, I don't know my left from my right. But you know, these are amongst the top albums of last year, in my opinion, in the underground, you know. Sorry, let me get that load back up there. But there were so many artists listed in that category, and I was looking at it. They were shouting them out, reading the list as the list scrolled. Again, names I never heard of, albums I wasn't aware of, and it occurs to me that there is so much music. It's virtually impossible to keep track of all of it. You know, Beneath the Dirt is a good resource, but he doesn't listen to everybody. I mean, he's not listening to Suicide at all. He's not listening to Wicked Wood at all. You know, he's listening to Dot Strife. Dot Strife has connections with Swamp Society, and you know, and those guys are making some big moves together. But you know, and Shaggy the Airhead, they're all affiliated. You know, so there's a family bigger than that. It's called the Juggalo family, and all these motherfuckers have one thing in common: they're all juggalos. And I just happen to be personal friends with some of them. More than others. You know, you rub elbows with a lot of ninjas at gatherings, and you know, I've been to half of the gatherings, and I've met almost all these motherfuckers. I can't rightly say that I've met Shaggy the Airhead. I've gotten a picture with him, you know, when him and Devereaux were fucking, you know, chiefing, you know, walking down Merch Row. I totally got in between them and got a picture, and I met the motherfucker, but I haven't really had a chance to get to know him. Devereaux, that's different. I've chopped it up with him. He is good people. And they're both on my wish list as future guests on the BeastMasteR show. Might be another thing you noticed is that we don't have a guest this week. We didn't even have, you know, Panic or Chaos or Scotty Balls. I'm just solo today. You might be seeing more of that. You know, I do enjoy chopping it up with homies, but let's be honest. I'm talking to you. And if you're watching this video, it's you and me right now. And, you know, not a whole lot of people have the time or the tolerance to kick it with me. I'm talking to my homies here. Like, you don't got to watch my videos to be my homie. But those of you that do like to, you know, listen to my thoughts on things, and you like to waste your time on the BeastMasteR show, like, you're my people. So I got to tell you, just like I told you last week, I am launching a Patreon, and everyone's invited to come join it. It's got a very low $1 a month limited, you know, early bird special for the day one membership. If you guys join before Easter Sunday, you can get in for $1. And then that tier closes No one else is going to be invited to the $1 tier after Easter Sunday. It'll be the standard $3 tier. And it's okay if that's going to deter people from joining, because it's not really meant for the masses. It's going to be like a portal into my creative studio, where I'm going to share a lot of behind the scenes stuff on my future comic, and I'm going to be sharing sneak previews of the new music, and of course with these new videos I'm doing, I plan on editing shorter, more focused, like top 17 lists and whatnot. So the idea is to let the Patreons experience the full unedited version of those videos before they get shared on Carnival Spirits. And this is an experiment. This is a new challenge for myself to to kind of put my feet to the fire and have people hold me accountable for these projects that I'm trying to achieve. So I've got some lofty goals this year, and I'm inviting all of you to come join and be a part of the inner circle for as low as $1. So if you stick with the Patreon for a year, it's like the price of a cheese pizza. What are you going to do? I mean, if you want to actually support and spend more money on me, you're welcome to hit up the Store Frontier shop. All right, I've got tons of BeastMasteR merch. Check it out. Got the rhinoglyphics design right here. All right, I've got these in a whole rainbow of colors. You got the red one, the purple one, the green one, the blue one. For real, you got the white shirt with the black letters. This is the black shirt with the white letters, and it's all because of rhinoglyphics hitting the 10-year anniversary. Man, I learned this from ICP. They're celebrating 30 years of Psychopathic Records like all fucking year last year, and that was dope. So I'm celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Rhinoglyphics all year this year. Go get yourself a t-shirt if you're inclined. No obligation at all to be a fan of my music. I'd much rather prefer you hit up the Spotify. Hit up the Spotify and follow me on there. Do that for free. Fuck a t-shirt. Hit up the Spotify, throw $1 in the tip jar, and join me on Patreon. And if you're hardcore, get yourself a t-shirt. And that's all the shilling I got for you. Really, there's a Carnival Spirits Store Frontier as well. And there is so many dope t-shirts up on there. It's not all about me. All our dope ass Lakeland Lunacy designs are on the Carnival Spirits Store Frontier, and there's more designs that are going to be uploaded. It's a whole lot of work, guys. And I'm over here doing Photoshop and putting together flyers. I got a flyer for some of my BeastMasteR merch I just dropped yesterday. I've got a second flyer for just the rhinoglyphic shirts that I'm wearing right now. I'll be dropping that later this week. I'm just waiting patiently for my Bloody Sunday special edition CD box to show up. Once we get that, then I can, I'll do an unboxing of My Precious, and I'll talk about the entire album, beginning to end. I'll do it real nice and keep it short and sweet. And, I'm going to have some sweet ass commercials for the web stores. We're working on this stuff. Shout out to Don Chaos. He's got a new series called The Chaos Theory. His first episode talking about what if the 6th Joker's card of the second deck isn't the same as the normal formula. Like, what if they drop Hell's Exhibit and then Shangri-La, flip the order? Kind of like how they did with the Marvelous Missing Link, honestly. They gave us Lost first. I Saw the Devil, Vomit. And then months later, we get Found. I'm Okay, Mr. White Suit, Forever. I fucked a cop. I'm just saying, I could see them doing that, switching it up. But if they're really doing 665, 665, then this six, I mean, this is like the first time we're getting a 6 Jokers card. What we know, it's not even the last Jokers card. I mean, maybe it was a good bet that they were going to keep doing Jokers cards when they stopped the first time, but it wasn't really obvious because they already had like a game plan of attack where they were talking about the calm, the tempest, the eye of the storm. It's almost as if after the era of the tempest, it just became apparent that they needed to go back to what was tried and true, which is a return to the Dark Carnival. I mean, they clearly tried to avoid the Dark Carnival theme, but they still kept it with the Dark Carnival theme, like literally with the roller coaster. I know that there was kickback on that. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, to shit on the Tempest, but there are so many fucking juggalos that everybody's split on what's fresh and what isn't. I'm just thankful that ICP pumps out enough music that we can actually have healthy debates over whether or not it's worth your time. I mean, I fucking love it, especially Bloody Sunday. These songs hold up. They are fucking enjoyable. I like them a lot. I always have. I mean, it's not because they're popular. I like this shit despite how popular it is. I'm a fan of music despite how fucking hype other people get over it. It's why I get really annoyed when people don't like something and they just want to shit all over it or complain about it or bitch about music. Every song you don't like, someone else is fucking feeling it. So sometimes if I'm not feeling a song, I choose to not fucking yell to the mountaintops about not liking a song. It's to me, that's not how you treat your fellow artists. Like, I know not every song I've ever made is a banger, but man, people have let me know when they like something, and so I know which one of my songs are hits and which ones aren't. I guess maybe when someone is so good at something, everybody wants them to do better, be better, sound better. And then in your opinion, if it doesn't hold up to that standard that you're holding them to, maybe, if you're an over controlling fucking freak, then you think you can demand better music from someone. I'm just happy that we're getting music, period. Yeah, I'm just thankful for the music that we're getting. It just happens to be really good. If it isn't, I don't listen to it. Not every album gets replayed from beginning to end. Eventually, my favorites jump out at me. That's what playlists are made for. Certain songs get the fucking repeat treatment on playlists. All right, what we got here? Shoreline, Washington. Be right back. Thank you for smashing that like button. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that like button. Subscribe to Carnival Spirits. Subscribe to the BeastMasteR YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you like the Facebook page. Make sure you like the BeastMasteR Facebook page. If you're watching on Twitter, nobody's watching on Twitter. Somebody prove me wrong. There's always like one person who's watching on Twitter. Bless your heart. And there's like one person watching on Twitch, and that's not even true. especially if you're watching on the replay. I just don't know where you're at. I'm curious. What's up, Matt? Hell yeah. It's early. I don't expect y'all to be here, but I didn't really give you any advance notice either. So maybe next week, if we do this on Sunday morning again, you guys will be more ready for it. Be like, oh, I got to get up early for the BeastMasteR show. If that's what floats your boat. Wicked Clowns Forever, peace, love, and heavy metal. That is my kind of sign off. So we're going to keep going a little bit more. I don't have the graphics to back this up, but I wanted to talk about a few more things. And if you guys don't mind, I want to give a couple shout outs to a couple more people. Let's see. Where is it? All right. I want to give a shout out to Reverend Television. My homie Derek has a new project he put out last year. It's really dope. He's actually producing like web series, like TV shows. His newest project is available on Vimeo for purchase. I think it's just as low as $5. It's called A Difficult Conversation. It's a short film, 18 minutes long, and it's a drama. It's serious in its content. I'm not even going to spoil it for you, but I am shouting this out. The production company is called Inpatient Productions, and what it's centered around is a family dysfunction, mental health. The main character's name is Elijah. And, well, I suppose as far as synopsises go, he says he has to repeatedly face the strained relationship with his bigoted father at his childhood home in New England. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Reverend Television, Derek Barris, the writer, producer, director. He's making movies, and I'm impressed with that. I'll make sure I share the link again. I mean, he puts in so much work. I love his music too. His last album was great. Television, Religion, and of course he was the hype man for Mad Max at the Gathering last summer on the second stage. What was it? The Nightmare stage? It was called the Nightmare stage. Mad Max had a pretty epic set last year at the Gathering. I was at his first Gathering performance back in 2008. That was like a midday performance. This was one of those, late night, past midnight performances. And Max and Rev TV, they work great together. They've been representing hip hop zombies, hiphopzombies.com, underground sound representatives. Recognize some East Coast freshness. But I just wanted to put a little spotlight on that. People are putting out music, rappers are rapping, but Derek, he's making movies. It's fucking impressive. I can't stress it enough. I tell you what, I got a link. I'll drop it right here in the comments. Right? Go check out A Difficult Conversation short film by Inpatient Productions. Boom. All right. If you see that comment on this video, click the link, check it out. Maybe support an independent filmmaker. He's got my support. I'd love to get Derek back up on here and talk about that experience. He's got to have some more movies in the cut. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been keeping up, but again, my friends are creative. But yeah, going back to these Joker's cards, 665. They seem to be dragging their feet a little bit on the third seed of Yum Yum. Still haven't gotten Weeping Woe. The EPs that are a part of the Yum Yum Flower era. You're starting off with Yum Yum Bedlam, then you got Wicked Vic, and then Pug Ugly. Great EPs. I really enjoy them a lot. Super fucking dope to see Mikey Clark come back into the fold in the Pug Ugly album EP, and I believe he's got production on Bloody Sunday. Except I don't have the proof, or I mean I believe it was announced, or maybe Romebone said it. Somebody said it. I just don't know which tracks are produced by Mikey Clark and which tracks are produced by somebody else. So once I figure all that out and I get my facts straight, I'll do some sort of album review. It'd be fun to get back into album reviews. But ultimately, what you guys can look forward to from me, at least on Carnival Spirits here, are going to be a series of top 17 lists. Multiple 17 countdowns for different categories of music that came out in 2022. And that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to practice this new format by talking about my favorite albums of 2022, but they're broken up into different categories, like artists that are truly underground, really up and comers, or artists that don't have as big of a reach as others. And then I'm going to do a category of artists that they've got a pretty impressive reach, but they're far from well known, or at least some of them have got thousands of followers and maybe tens of thousands of followers, but then you've got that next level of artist that has kind of got hundreds of thousands of listeners, and quite frankly, a lot of mainstream artists over the past few decades live in these hundreds of thousands of fans, categories. And then, of course, you've got your heavy hitters that have millions of fans. And an example of those type of motherfuckers would be your Insane Clown Posses or your Tech Nines, and certain other. I mean, and then of course you've got your mainstream superstar like Kendrick Lamar's, people that have 50, 60, 70, 90 million fucking fans. ICP has got millions of fans. And most of your successful, underground artists have hundreds of thousands of fans. I'm talking about the ones that have been around for a while. And then of course you've got, new wave of music, like, Suicide Boys and Puya. They've got millions of fans. Some of these young dudes have got more fucking fans than living legends like, members of the Wu-Tang Clan, So you can't really judge an artist by how many fans they have, but it's a good indication of, what's hot right now, who's making noise. Literally, the more people that are listening to you, I would argue, the more noise you're making, because it means more speakers that are playing your music. It adds up, obviously, but I'm not really sure what constitutes mainstream and underground, aside from, who's actually working with media engines, like who's got their shit, getting played, in other I mean, it's not like radio is playing. I don't know what the fuck radio is doing, but it seems like if you can get uh the people to listen to your music, and you've got millions of people listening to your music, you're doing something right, you know because most artists that have been around for like 20, 30 years, they're still, trying to reach audiences and new fans after all this time. That's the name of the game, I suppose, is to not be complacent and settle. Although, if you've been around for a while and you have a core fan base, that's there for you to support you, and that fan base is in the hundreds of thousands, then that's a career. That's a career right there. So I've been a little bit interested in following artists that and checking out their fandomship, um, and I got to say, like, you got to respect people that that are grinding. It's impressive, but that's coming from me as someone who is trying to find my voice as an artist, and hopefully I have an audience that wants to hear the music that I make. um, but it's not ever been like my primary goal to be like a career rapper. um, and I certainly have put much more energy and time and effort into videos in the past decade compared to how much time and energy I put into rapping. So have no illusions. These are my hobbies, and it becomes a little bit more of a passion project and obsession when it takes up all your time. So some of my hobbies are not so much hobbies anymore, more like my own personal obsessions. And let me tell you, once I start pumping out top 17 videos and I get caught up with all the music of 2022, there's already a good amount of music that's been released this year where I can start doing like maybe monthly top 17 singles that have been released this month. So maybe I'll do like a monthly top 17 recap, uh, something like that. You feel me? But we're going to start off with looking back at 2022, and I'll have the category of million, million listeners, hundreds of thousands of listeners, thousands, hundreds, and then I'll have, of course, my own personal top 17 albums of 2022, not even restricted to underground, but just in general. Um, and that video is going to be my favorite. But I'm going to do them all, and you guys may find that the underground hip hop stuff is more enjoyable. It's really none of my business which one of my lists you guys like the most. I'm not going to let that stop me from making more lists, and so maybe we'll have a day of the week where these lists drop. We'll go live on the weekends, and then maybe midweek we can have the list drop, something like that. Not sure about the scheduling right now, but we'll figure it out. All right. I'll tell you what, we're going to do a musical intermission, and then I'll give you a couple more things, and we may keep this, we may wrap this up and keep it a little shorter this week. So let me play another clip of Hex from the Wicked Warlords tour. Last week we listened to well, we put a clip on. Let me play another clip. Let me see how this goes.
Take a trip to that west side, lead to the cemetery, show you how to get right. Lead to the sunrise, go fuck with a one time. Kenny Bank tip, look at the way I worked out. Reach out to the wild sisters, learn from my stuff, so I'm cursed. Everybody know that Southside got work. Motherfuckers talking about the trip. Doing no shit, all you see is a creep. Remember for $100, I'm lonely. Looking for that cold big off. But I know this, and you still on that whole shit. Bitch, I'm in the killer, so I'm killer. I'm gonna be that big body like a break trigger. I wanna be a do it first and then I need to empower. And when I pull off, your body gets chopped up. What I do is hoops and switch it up on my head, so I feel like we dog pound. Business like it's death. From the depths, I'm pull up 40 ounce for all my dead flaws. I like the blunt and other get swap. I got it, no. Gotta do the city with my husband like a cholo. You know I keep it buddy when I'm mixing up my Franco. Money motivation, keep my mind up on my peso. She's a real ball, on my lap with all pride. Motherfuckers walk, but it should be on the low profile like I count outside. Shit, all the flies you develop on this block. Catch your fucking ball, you try to never fall. Still need the energy, 21st law. The real just that things just be good and give me joke. You can call up in my talents, I ain't talking about the club. Juggalo, do you feel me? Come on, Juggalo, do you feel me? Oh my God, Juggalo, do you feel me? That's right. Let's go right into the next one, dog. He's a truck.
That was fresh. So I may actually wrap this up right now. I don't have a desire to drag it out unnecessarily, and hour and a half seems, just fine. So in the interest of not wasting anybody's time, I'm going to close this live stream down and remind you that if you are interested in supporting the BeastMasteR show, or just my new project on Patreon, it's going to be only $1 for the whole month. Anyone who signs up for that early bird special, so you can be a day one subscriber or a member, and if you don't want to join, if you don't want to chip in $1, that's totally fine. Not obligated to be down with me. I am going to continue to put out free content. It's just there's a whole world building exercise that I'm going to be sharing, and I want to get like a little community going in there. So it's an experiment. If you guys want to be a part of it, I'd love to have you. Come check it out. It's the same handle as all my other socials. BeastMasteR without the vowels, BSTMSTR at Patreon. And if you want to spend more money, then hit up the store Frontier, get yourself a t-shirt, plenty of rhinoglyphic shirts and other designs by me, and then Carnival Spirit shirts available as well on the Carnival Spirit site, store Frontier. So I gotta push our products, man. I gotta do it. But it's free to support on Spotify. So come follow your boy. Follow BeastMasteR on Spotify. Please, please, please. That way, when I drop new music, you'll be amongst the first to hear it. You may even get the notifications before I tell you about it if you're following me on Spotify. And I'll tell you what, next weekend, I may just do the show at midnight on Saturday. Okay, I'm not committed to this Sunday morning shit. It actually works out pretty nicely for me, but again, you guys enjoy watching, so everybody who normally watches at night, if you enjoy watching at night more than you enjoy watching a replay from a morning show, express your opinion and let me know. If you guys enjoy the live stream in the morning as opposed to catching it the next day because you couldn't stay up for the nighttime stream, voice your opinion on that. Let me know either way. I'd like to know if there's maybe I should do a poll. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do a poll. All right, and seven of you guys can respond to it, and it still won't matter because I'm going to do it when I can, when I want to. And no, but I love you guys. I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you for joining, and I'll be back next week. Hopefully, I get my Bloody Sunday, my box set, my Bloody Sunday CD, jewel case, booklet, whatever else comes with it. I'm really looking forward to it. Shout out to the Real Freak. Yo, Freak's got an album out. I don't know if it's on Spotify though. I'll do a better job of promoting music in the next video, guys. This right here is the beginning of the new norm, where I'm gonna have the albums up on the screen. I'm gonna have the flyers up on the screen. I'm gonna use the overlays. I'm gonna try and get a little creative with it. Like I said, I got these world building projects. I got these comics, and I got these. I got these projects. I'll leave it at that. And if you are interested, come check it out. Join the Patreon. Day one membership tier is only available until Easter Sunday for a reason. Easter Sunday is my Juggalo birthday, my anniversary of discovering ICP's music on Easter Sunday back in the 90s. And I sure do enjoy opening up these time capsules and reminiscing on the days of discovering new music in the 90s and discovering ICP's music and discovering ICP concerts back in the 90s and just kind of like the mystery of having to do these deep dives and try to figure out what the fuck was going on with the 6 Jokers cards and the whole at the end of time will consume us all, and the question marks on the whole thing. It's amusing to me how it's like a lifetime ago, but that whole lore around the Dark Carnival is still a part of my life and a lot of friends of mine. So I've got this project that is going to be dedicated to my fascination of the Dark Carnival, and it's going to be a roller coaster ride. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you next week. Oh, and always remember to fuck the fuck off, motherfuckers.